Terraforming Mars is a game about, well, terraforming Mars. Surprisingly enough, terraforming is not always the best path to victory. Let's find out why. Welcome gamers to the Ace of Games Top 10 Terraforming Mars cards. There are so many cards in this game, so which one is the best?
There are over 200 cards in the base game alone.
Every turn you'll have 4 cards to choose from and you have to pay for each one. So how do you know which one to pick? Worry not, this list is going to tell you exactly what cards to go for. Let's go over a few rules I made for this list. First, only cards from the base game, so I'm not going to be covering any expansion. Second, I pick cards that are very good in most situations, so I'm not picking any cards that are for very specific scenarios. Third, these cards were picked according to my playing with my playgroup and online. Maybe your playgroup has a different metagame and picks different cards, and that's okay. You can tell me in the comments what differences there are between our lists. Finally, never forget the rule 0 of gaming. Fun first. Everyone around the table needs to have as much fun as you are. If that's understood, let's get right into the list. Number 10. Nitrogen-rich asteroid.
While the high cost of 31 might turn off people at first, this card upsides are many. First, it gives 3 terraforming ratings right away, giving you a 3 income bonus, one of those being a temperature. But the real reason you want to play this card is the first conditional bonus. If you have 3 plant tags, you can raise your plant production by 4. Now the reason this card is at number 10 is because if you do not have 3 plant tags, it isn't worth it. But that condition is not too difficult to fulfill. 4 is a great sweet spot because forests are 8 plants.
The final upside for this card is it has a space tag, making it easy to pay for with titanium. Good for expensive cards. Most space cards are pretty expensive. I rarely pass on this one. Number 9. Standard technology.
At first look, this card seems very average. But if you take a deeper look, it really has a few shining attributes. A science tag with such a cheap cost is extremely good, like the top 5 of this list will show. The most useful part is power plant, now just being 8 credits after gaining the 3 gold back. A very cheap cost to afford a lot of the better cards in the game requiring energy. Cheaper forests and cities are also great at the end of the game to rack up some extra points.
Number 8, and going back to expensive space cards, large Convoy.
An even costlier card than the Nitrogen Asteroid at 36, this card has one of the most upfront pile of victory points in the whole game. The best case scenario is, you place your ocean, you draw 2 cards, you put 4 animals onto a card that makes them worth 1 point each, and it's worth 2 points, leading to a 7 points and 2 cards drawn. Even if all oceans are placed, the card is still 6 points. And even if you do not have any animal cards, 5 plants is nothing to scoff at. As with the last card, you can play this using titanium. Oceans are always great because they offer great versatility when you place them. Do I want 2 plants, 2 cards, 2 titanium, some money?
I would pick this card almost every game. Number 7. Electrocatapult.
First thing first, don't pick this card if oxygen is over 8%. I have drafted this card with 10% oxygen before. Second thing, pick this card if you can get 1 steel or plant every turn. If those 2 conditions are met, you have a very easy 7 extra income every turn. The great part about this ability is versatility. If you need more money, convert plants. If you have no cards with the building tag, convert steel into money. It can even be used the turn it was played. Finally, it has a building tag itself, making it easy to pay for with some steel.
The Electrocatapult is the younger brother of our next card, number 6, Space Elevator.
Comparing the two, you pay 10 more. You get 1 more point, 2 less credit each conversion, but no energy requirement and a titanium income as a bonus. At first glance, they might seem quite similar, but consider this. The power plant standard project has a cost of 11 already making up the difference between the two. The 2 credit is easily made up by the titanium income, leaving us with a free extra point. But the most important difference is the tags. The space elevator, like the name would imply, has a space tag, in addition to the building tag, making it the only card in the game with both tags. This makes it very easy to pay with extra construction resources. It can even be used the turn it was played, like the electro catapult.
The only reason I would ever pass up on the space elevator is if I don't have any way of getting any steel. If you enjoyed this content, take the time to subscribe, keep this channel in the air, and make sure more board gaming content is being delivered to you for your viewing pleasure. Comment down below what games you would like me to cover next. Alright, now back to the list. Number 5. Earth Catapult.
If we very conservatively assume you played 25 cards in a game of Terraforming Mars, this is 2 free points and 27 free credits.
Here's the trick with this card. The longer the game goes, the weaker it gets. But it is so powerful if you get it early on, there is no way it wouldn't make the list. And it is so versatile, it complements any strategy. Number 4. AI Central.
This card is very dangerous. It has a high cost of 21, high requirements, 3 science tags and an energy income, and only gives 1 points for all that trouble. But you also get the best activable ability in the entire game. 2 card draw. No cost, just straight fuel for your hand. Having that many cards will enable you versatility, flexibility, and the ability to make better decisions each turn. Now, if you have analysis paralysis, this might not be the card for you.
It also has great tags. The science tags, either for the scientist or for other high-end science cards, or the building tag, making it easy to build with steel because it has a pretty high cost. Number 3. Pets.
From this point on, these are all cards I have never passed on in a draft, no matter the situation or turn. Now, you might ask yourself, would you really pick pets in the final turn of the game? Yes, I would. Because pets comes in with 1 animal already, you only need 1 more city to make a point. In the last turn of the game, 13 golds for 1 point is often not a terrible trade. But very often in the last turn, people are scrambling to fill the board with cities and forests to maximize their points. The only game I have drawn pets in the last turn, I still had 2 points with it. And if you played this card in the first turns, ooh boy, you're in for the best point to goal ratio in the game. Yes, even better than milestones. It is rare this card won't net you 6 or 7 points, with an extremely small investment. There are also a number of cards in the game that place animals on other cards, like Great Convoy, and Pet has the least restrictions of any other animal card in the game, making it amazing.
Number 2. Research Outpost.
What a great package deal. A city for cheaper, a science tag, a building tag to use steel, and a discount on all your future cards. Going back to our 25 cards played in a game, this is a free city with 7 golds attached. Now sadly, you will not always have the research outpost in your starting hand, but this is a great card in all situations. Well, if you can play it. If the map is getting full, this can be difficult to place or impossible in some very rare cases.
Apart from this fringe case, this card is a slam dunk every game. Before going to number 1, let's get to some rapid fire honorable mentions.
Advanced Alloys. Cheap science tag, extremely good if you have a solid steel or titanium production. Martian Rail. With a good amount of cities, it's an incredibly solid income source. Immigration Shuttles. Expensive, but with a space tag and the potential to give 6+ points. Jovian's Trio. If you get 2 or more, they can net a lot of points, but you need a long game to make them work. Quantum Extractor, Graviton Research. If you have enough science tags, they are no-brainers.
And finally, number 1, Research.
This card is simply amazing, at every stage of the game, every situation, without exception. 2 card draw for 11 gold and 1 point is already a pretty good deal, but the 2 science tags it gives is the real cherry on the cake. As shown previously with the AI Central and our honorable mentions, a lot of powerful cards require science tags. The science tags also help with the Scientist Award. Early game, it can help you shape your strategy. Late game, it can give you your lucky draw to claw back victory.
Even if the 2 draws are a miss, you can sell them for 2 and you still get 1 point for 9, which is not that bad. And even if there wasn't a point, I would still play it for the 2 tags and the 2 cards. Really, this is the best card in Terraforming Mars. Disagree with my top 10? Tell me in the comments down below what card you would have put on the list. This has been the Ace of Games. Catch you later.